Fly up to the sky in the blink of an eye. It's Rhyme and Reason 804.
There's a rhyme and reason for your life. There's a rhyme and reason why you're here.
Hey there, Tony here. Have you ever thought about learning to fly? Wouldn't that be cool? I'm at a certain stage in my life where it wouldn't be as easy. I've always had a little difficulty with my eyesight from the age of, I don't know, fifth grade, whatever age that is. And I found out that I had a certain thing wrong with my right eye. So I never would have been a fighter pilot for sure. And I don't know, it would have been difficult probably just to even fly a regular Cessna because you got to be able to see, you know. You'd think up there where there's not that much traffic, or a lot more traffic than there used to be, but not as much as there is down here. You'd think that wouldn't be an issue, but you do need your eyesight. And that was a little rabbit trail I didn't know I was going to go down. Anyway, you know, it would cost you a lot of money nowadays too, you got to get oodles of hours. I don't know how many of training. And, but you do that and you'll be able to fly, and you can fly right up there to the sky, hang around, and you don't need to be Superman or anything like that. But you can fly up to the sky much faster than any kind of that technology is going to take you. You can just, text across the globe if you want to. Well, part of you can. But you could even do it even faster than your text. What? Me, you say? Faster than my text up in the sky? Yeah. Got your interest yet? Well, all you got to do to be able to fly up to the sky like that, just learn from your mistakes. That's the old proverbial fly in the ointment, right? Humans learning from our mistakes. I haven't found too many of them that are all that great at it. It's not quite so easy to do, is it? I mean, it's hard to do. Sometimes you gotta humble yourself. Ooh, that sounds terrible. In fact, you might be like one of the other people out there who's good at repeating the same mistakes over and over. I've heard people say that's the definition of insanity, repeating the same or doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I don't know if that's true or not, but it seems logical enough. We don't tend to learn from history, we humans, and so we kind of doom ourselves to repeat it. A few years ago, I shared 3 ways that humans don't learn from their mistakes. They're even truer now. They really are. The first way that we don't learn from our mistakes is truth. Oh, that's a big one. Those who want to control others cast shadows on the truth. Shadows on the truth. Truth is their mortal enemy. So they have to pound out lies. And they better do it with as much resolve as they can muster until the truth just becomes nothing more than a cloudy concept, you might say. In fact, I did. Truth becomes, whatever you make of it, or whatever's right in your own mind, right? If it feels good, hey, if it's right for you, it's right. The Nazis from back in World War II, you might recall them, they believed if you told a lie big enough and you just kept repeating it, people would eventually become to believe it. That couldn't happen. Well, it happened in good old Germany in Nazi land. And I would dare say you could see that happening all around you today. In fact, I just dared to say it, didn't I? That's the number one reason humans don't learn from their mistakes, is the truth. The second reason we don't learn from our mistakes is a big one, another big one, morality. And it's another area under constant attack by all those people who want to justify their behavior. When you just reduce right and wrong to whatever's right in your own mind, you can produce a culture where anything goes. And you know what? We've produced that culture right here in the good old, I was going to say US of A, but we're not US anymore. We still have the A, America, but we're definitely not United States anymore. And we have a culture where anything goes. Literally, everything goes. And so everything goes out the window. Who knows where that's going to lead? It's not going to be somewhere good. You might even find adults killing babies. Hey, wait a second now, Tony, come on. That couldn't happen. Not here in America, right? Wrong. It's happening. It's been happening for 50 years. That's morality. That's why we humans don't learn from our mistakes. Notice I said it's been happening for 50 years, and we still do it. And we're doing it right now. We're making it even easier to kill babies. Okay, that's the second reason that we don't learn from our mistakes, morality. The third reason is property. Property? What's that got to do with it? Well, once people realize that they can vote the money away from the wealthy and vote that money into their own pockets, the genie is out of the bottle, as they say. Yeah. And it's difficult, probably impossible, to get him back in. It's certainly not going to get him back in without probably a lot of not dastardly, I would say beaten up. There's going to be some, I don't want to say the W word, the war word, but it's going to be something like that. I mean, politicians run for office and win using promises based on redistribution of wealth. And these politicians are not D's and R's. They're not D's or R's. They're D's and R's. They're Democrats and Republicans. It's not wrong. It's not just merely wrong. It's evil. And it destroys lives. It kills people when you begin the redistribution of wealth. But who cares, right? Who cares? It's just the way things are. If you're like a good Democrat or liberal, someone along those lines, it's you want to pay more taxes, right? Or at least you say you want to pay more taxes. I doubt you really do, but you say you do because you believe that the government is better in charge of your money than you are, or certainly you believe that the government could be better in charge of my money. That's the way you would really like it. And, it's just the status quo. The status quo says, I'm going to get mine as long as the getting's good, and you're going to have to deal with doing you for you. And, it's nonsense. So property. So it's truth, morality, and property. And none of that has gotten better over the last over 100 years. People like to say, man, it's really bad now here in America. It's been really bad here in America for over 100 years. That includes the greatest generation, those who fought in World War II, who kept the Nazis from conquering the world. But it includes them. They did horrible things, all those good people, and they let this country go horribly wrong. They did. I haven't made it better. I'm not saying, my generation. No, my generation, the baby boomers, I think is the worst generation that happened to America up until us. And I think everybody is trying to beat us out for number one after us. And they'll probably accomplish that. But just because that's the way it is for the rest of the world, it doesn't mean that you can't learn to fly above it. You can, because the rest of the world can only keep you from the truth if you let it. It's like Carole King sang in her song, You've Got a Friend, the lyrics that said, they'll hurt you and desert you. They'll take your soul if you let them. Oh, yeah, but don't you let them. Let today be the day you learn what it takes to fly up in the sky in the blink of an eye. Look into that and talk to your maker and learn to trust your maker. And even if everybody starts to make fun of you, just remember these lyrics from another favorite songwriter of mine. Oh, give me love, give me justice, give me grace and the strength to endure. When the world comes against me, give me your spirit, steadfast and sure. That does it for this episode of the Rhyme and Reason podcast, brought to you by Tony Funderburk.com. And as always, remember, life has rhyme and reason because God made you.
There's a rhyme and reason for your life.